Okay, the energy that is buzzing around right now is truly intense. I'm not joking. It's a full moon. And as we know, it's kind of like, a point of things shifting. And especially for you right now, so many things are shifting. I want to talk more about this. And I want to start it off by just saying, you might feel the need to cleanse your space, to release the clutter, to let go of the old. And right now, let me tell you, this is your time to let go of the old because you have almost become a master of alchemy. You're someone you no longer let the past dictate your future. And even more, I would say you have truly arrived in the present moment. And as we know, with manifestation, this is where your power truly lies. And I want to dive a little bit into what this new phase of life has in store for you. Spirit, show me, oh my God, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. This star, hold on. This is kind of the energy that you're letting go here. You felt like this. You truly felt like this. There is something that's been weighing heavy on your heart. It's giving an ending. It's giving disappointment, heartbreak, okay? Very much a dark energy. But out of this, let me cover that. You're rising almost, I was hearing like phoenix out of the ashes. Earlier, with the ashes here, it's kind of like a symbol. You're coming out of a period where you really thought you were down and there was no way to shift your circumstances around. But I mean, you're not the type of person to be defeated. Quite the opposite. You're coming out as the star, and the star is someone who is wise beyond their years. You're truly a master of alchemy. And what does that mean? Alchemy means that you take whatever is thrown your way and you use it to get even better, with transmutation, the spirit was giving me earlier, and by the way, you can't make it up, water underneath. It's like, this is you, you're flowing. Water is flexible, it's flowing. When you arrive with manifestation, it's like this, when you arrive in the present moment, in the here and now, you're no longer defining yourself by what happened to you by your past. You're also not looking into the future, kind of worrying with that energy of like, what if it doesn't work out? What if this and that, But instead of this, you're arriving in the present moment. What you're doing is you're literally drawing all the power back to yourself. And I want to get a little bit more into, because I got this download, especially when you're manifesting. Oftentimes we're like, okay, I need to be high vibe all the time, I need to be in a good mood to manifest, If I'm feeling down and out, if I allow myself to be in a negative mood, quote unquote, for a second, that means I failed. That means my manifestation is ruined. But that's not at all the case. You have learned, this is what I feel very strongly for this collective, you've learned that actually you can feel anything. You're allowed to feel the whole entire spectrum, because at the end of the day, no one can ever take your manifestations away from you. And Spirit, oh my God, the sun is coming out. The Spirit was saying that you're using your quote unquote setbacks or obstacles or whatever was in your way recently. You're using this as an identity rehearsal, okay? Because you might feel, or this is what I was hearing, you might feel like you got tested, quote unquote, by the universe. You might feel like whatever happened recently was a test to get you kind of out of your path, you know, I'm seeing you as the Knight of Wands. You're almost so ambitious that sometimes you get in your own way with it. You know, with the Aries energy that we're in right now, you're so fiery, you're so passionate. You could literally convince every single person on this entire planet if you have a plan. You know, something your heart desires, like you have a dream in your heart, you can literally convince every single person to follow you. You're a leader. You're born to lead. You're born to literally shine with that sun. That is you. You're the sun. And for too long, you have allowed yourself to be defined by what happened to you. And I want you to just know, if something happens to us, doesn't mean that we necessarily manifested that consciously, because that came up in a reading earlier, where it's like you might feel like all the quote unquote negative things you came across in the past couple of months were kind of your fault, or you manifested that. It's kind of like a test, you know? The universe is not testing us. Oh my God, the Fool at the bottom of the deck. Okay, so here is the download that I had earlier, and I was just writing it down. You take everything that is thrown your way, and like the Fool, you know, the Fool has not a lot of things in his bag, you know, in this knapsack. He only has a couple of things. This is metaphorically speaking. You're only taking what serves you, okay, from your past, from your experiences. You're seeing the world through your own lens as the creator. You're only taking what benefits you, and you're using this for your new beginning. And when we're transmuting energy, what does that really mean? Okay, let's go into this for a second. That means that you take your power back. You're taking whatever comes your way, okay? Does not matter what it is. You're taking anything and everything that comes your way, and you're recklessly using it as a fuel to reach your goals. You're no longer allowing kind of like the external reality to define what you can achieve in life. And in a way, yes, okay, the Fool, this is the number one card for a new beginning. This is the epitome of a new beginning. The Fool might look from the outside looking in, okay? He's standing on a cliff, looking outward, you know, into the sky, has a vision for the future. It might look like standing on that cliff, not really secure, not really sure, but the truth is you're being guided. With that dog, it's like you're being guided. You're being protected in that new beginning. And because you have been letting go of so much, it can't hold you back anymore. You know that like things from the past, we can allow them to weigh us down, or we can decide to, I mean, corny as it sounds, to take those stones that have been thrown in your way where you felt like people wanted to sabotage you, and you can build your own path with them. And this is your energy right now. I want you to, this is kind of like a little manifestation hack, okay? This is what I'm personally doing, and what helped me the most in my own journey. I was recently doing a poll on what is your biggest challenge when you're manifesting, okay? And a lot of you guys were saying like, okay, you know, if my reality is not showing what I want to see, or, you know, I'm getting impatient, I'm giving into my doubts, my anxiety, I want you to know that whenever a negative thought, quote unquote negative thought, is coming up, okay, like something goes wrong, something goes in a different way than you had anticipated. I want you to pause for a moment, and I want you to look at it from a distance, almost as if you were another person looking at this from afar. Take a step back. Literally, I know we want to get all, you know, we want to kind of get into this and be really mad or freak out in that moment, but I can guarantee you, as soon as you step away from it, as soon as you get into the habit of just simply observing your reality from a neutral point of view, you stop the loop, you break the cycle. And this is basically, it sounds really simple. It sounds so damn simple, but this is how you shift realities every single day, because every single time you stop reacting to unwanted things in your reality, you tell your reality, if you could talk to your reality, you would say like, listen, I don't care, that's not me anymore. I'm not that type of person. I am not the type of person that I used to be. You can literally choose to be a new person every couple minutes, every second of the day. And that's your power, And that's what it means to transmute your energy. Because, whenever we're looking at our circumstances, whenever we're kind of looking at them and saying to ourselves, like, I can't change this, we're giving the power to whatever is out there. And this is what manifestation is all about. I wanted to say you're learning that, but the truth is you're not even learning it. You're just remembering that you've always had it in you. You've always had it in you. I feel like you've been handed some sort of insight that is also going to, hold on, let me go further into this. I'm feeling like you're about to make money with the way you show up in life. The star is also about someone who has gone through a major shift and is now in this era of, you're walking away from the lack mentality. When we're in lack, okay, let's get into this for a second, because this is interesting. I've been thinking about this. It's kind of trickling down into all areas. When you're in lack, you're kind of thinking about, okay, if I do this right now, if I make a decision, this is going to, lead to losing all other options. But whenever you're making a decision, it's true. You're gonna decide and the other options are not on the table anymore. But you have to understand that you, as the creator of your reality, always have options. You're never stuck, okay? Spirit was saying earlier, and I was like, I was myself, like, I was like, I needed that too. You can't stay stuck if your mind, you're joking, the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. I'm like, okay, let me continue, because my ADHD brain is currently, it's already late. You can't stay stuck if your mind stays flexible. And this is what I mean. Water. Think about water. Think about a stream. I want to kind of sprinkle in a little metaphor, because I am very much aware that it's not that easy to, from one day to another, just look at your doubts, look at your anxiety, look at all these thoughts in your mind and be like, I am not identifying myself with this anymore. It's not that easy. It's something you're gonna have to do every single day. But with water, think about a river for a second. I want you to just, in your mind's eye, think about a stream. These are your thoughts. Every day you're faced with thoughts and you can't stop thinking. You can't sit there and be like, listen, mind, please only think positive thoughts today, because this is the way that I'm manifesting, and I'm gonna affirm over my thoughts. I'm gonna affirm the entire day, hoping that there's not gonna be a negative thought on my mind. But the truth is, you can't stop thinking. You're gonna encounter thoughts that do not serve you. You're gonna have doubts. You're gonna have anxiety. That is part of our experience, okay? But it's like, where I was saying earlier, You can feel anything. You're allowed to feel all your feelings, and they will not hinder you from manifesting your best life. It comes down to you realizing that you don't have to agree with them. If there's something in your mind that tells you can't have your desire, or you're not worthy of it, or whatever, it's for you to decide whether you're gonna agree with it, whether you're gonna give this power or not, you know? And this is what you're actually, I want you to realize this is kind of like the message of the reading. I know it's a little bit all over the place, but bear with me. The Wheel of Fortune is spinning basically in every single second of your day. And right now, I want you to almost see it like, oh my God, this is wild. This is such a good metaphor with this cleansing, okay? Or it's like, when you're taking a bath and you're in the water, you feel like you're being purified, cleansed, okay? You're kind of stepping out of the bath, and you feel like you're releasing all this stuff from the past. You're cleaning out your clutter. You're going through your stuff in your closet or wherever. You're throwing it out. You're like, I don't need this anymore. And you do the same within. You're like, okay, who is this new me? Who is that person? Who am I in this new reality? And you're starting to show up as that person every single day. Trust me, your reality has no other choice but to give you who you are, essentially. But for that, I feel like one of the crucial shifts is to realize, it sounds really simple and really easy, but that you're not bound to show up as the old you. Because you can decide what kind of thoughts you're choosing for yourself. You might not be able to stop thinking negative thoughts, but you can stop tying your identity to them. And this is where your power lies. You are going through a recalibration of your identity right now. And I am just really, really proud of this collective, because the amount of inner work you have done over the past years is outstanding. Where I almost feel like you have been navigating the dark nights of the soul, and not for the first time, and it's so easy to give into this and to say like, okay, this is not fair. Life is not fair. Why is everything always happening to me? But instead of this, you're coming out of this realizing that no matter what you're presented with in life, you always have the power to turn everything around in your favor. Because at the end of the day, I know it sounds when you're in the trenches and in that moment where you feel overwhelmed, it sounds like, you might be like, I don't really get what that means, but everything in your life is truly working in your favor. Even the things that seem to be a little bit out of the, seem to not work for you are still working for you if you decide so. If you, no one can take you, can steer you from your path if you keep the focus within. And that's what you're meant to do. Your power right now is in your clarity, is in your mental clarity. And for that, honestly, this is what you're letting go, by the way. This is what you're letting go. This is what you're releasing. Darkness, heartbreak. You're venturing out into an era where anything goes, and there is light. And let me tell you, that light is not coming from outside of you. It's coming from within you. It's like you're shining brighter. You're shining brighter. In that darkness, we often hope that someone else is going to be there to take us out of the darkness, when in reality, we're the ones, we take ourselves out of the darkness. Oh my God. Okay. Yes. That is the end of the reading here. you're about to have some real reason to celebrate. Like, I'm seeing almost like a coming together with other people, like celebrating your wins. And I'm hearing people are gonna say to you, I always knew you could make it, but you know, it was for you to see that you could make it. So you could make it, you know, because only you can go that path. At the end of the day, only you can go that path. That's your energy right now. I was drawing the Empress earlier, Empress Emperor energy. You're literally already in a position of power, and now it takes your own intuition to finally see that you're already there, that there is no struggle, that there is no strife. There is no need to force and fight, you know, and move through life with this tension. You're really called to let go of tension, to go into ease, to go into flow. That is, by the way, my motto of the year is just like flow. So I want you to, maybe that helps you. I want you to take a bath. And really, before you do that, I want you to think about what you want to let go. What do you want to leave behind? Right in that second, could be anything. Could be a habit that you want to break. Could be something that happened to you. Could be expectations. Whatever you want to let go. And you go into that bath and you really you're just in the moment. You're just in the moment. And when you go out of there, it's almost like you've crossed a threshold. I know it sounds woo-woo and everything, but that has helped me so many times. You don't even want to know, like, the amounts of times where I have manifested stuff simply by being, simply because I went out of this energy of tension and I was just being. I was just letting it be. I was just trusting that everything is already going my way. Reality has to prove you right. At the end of the day, this is your new chapter. This is your new season of defining who you are. And I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait what you're going to do with this, because it's all on the table. Anything goes right now, especially with that Wheel of Fortune, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, if you want to know what's going on in your love life or in your purpose, you know, if you feel like you're on that spiritual journey, but you hit some sort of wall where you feel like you desire more clarity, I have my guidance call. It is currently on sale for $99, so grab it while it lasts, as well as my telepathy workbook. Highly recommend that one. That was it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I want to see you around in the next video.